Hey, the course is fake. You know the trainer guarantee a return of 17% if you invest in his program today. Go and buy now. I got a very interesting question when I did a preview last week. At the time I'm recording this video, one of the trainers actually asked me, well, is that legit to say that I guarantee a result of 17.7%? Of course, this number is make up, right? So you can say 15%, 27.7%, or even 35%, whatever it is. So the thing is this, I want to talk about when you create an offer, when you are asking when the prospects are asking some form of guarantee, what can you say and what you shouldn't say. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do that. Before I'm starting, I want you to do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do me a favor. Subscribe the channel right now so that all my videos will be able to reach out to more audiences, because I need more people to see the channel. Would that be okay? And hit the bell and get notified. Hit the bell and get notified so that you know when the next video is going up on my channel. Alright, so now let's talk about the contest. So the contest started when I did another preview. So one of the persons in the preview asked me, Jack, when you talk about like making an offer, like is that okay to provide some form of guarantee? So I asked, like, what sorts of guarantees are you talking about? Okay, so he is the persons saying, well, I've seen some other programs whereby the trainer actually guarantee results. Oh, okay, 17.7% return of investment. Doesn't matter how many months. I find it amazing because 17.7%. The first thing that comes to my mind is, how does this come about? Like, what is the basis of arriving at 17.7%? You see, I don't know whether you get your first thought about 17.7% is the basis of arriving or justifying how come it's 17.7 not 17.8, right? So that is already a red flag. So if you are making an offer, your audiences are not dumb. Your audiences will have people like me questioning how on earth you come up with the 17.7%. And you will get lucky if I don't raise my hand and ask you or question you this. Because when I question you, unless you can satisfy me with your proven explanation, I will just walk away. And you are done. You can make a nice pitch, but when you cannot talk about or explain the basis of arriving at 17.7%, you are done. So it's very risky to me to make an offer that includes a form of guarantee of ROI. By the way, how many of you know what you're going to eat 7 days later for lunch? Yes, it's a very funny question, but isn't it true that this is the guarantee is about? I can guarantee that in 7 days, you're going to eat noodles for lunch. How on earth can I guarantee? I don't live your life. I'm not with you all the time because you don't pay me for that time anyway. Does that make sense? So if you are talking about guarantee something, especially in terms of ROI, understand that you can't really control the person. It's like when the person subscribed to your program or register for your course, do you know whether the person is actually doing the work? Or even though the person does the work, will the person does the work in such a way that can generate 17.7% return? You can't. So number one, never ever guarantee something that is beyond your control. Because if you can't explain it, people can smell. And I don't know how you can actually guarantee this. So this is very interesting. It's a red flag to me. Now, I will make a very different way of explaining why in one of my programs we can talk about you can increase your sales by up to 300%. Now, I'm not here making an offer. I'm not here pitching. All I'm doing is that I'm showing you why that 300% can be proven. Okay, so how many of you, first of all, would love to understand how our tagline is, we can supercharge our clients' sales by up to 300%. Like, how can we prove that? So let me take out my cards. Now, once again, disclaimer, I'm not here making an offer or I'm talking about this product. All I'm saying is that I'm just using this as an illustration. Okay, so some of you have seen these cards before. Now, this is called bank code. And the reason why we can guarantee our client to supercharge the sales by up to 300%. Notice my languaging. I didn't say by 300%, by up to 300%. Notice the word up to. Okay, this is languaging. So we can supercharge our clients' sales by up to 300%. How can we do that? So the saying is that, number one, imagine that you are one of these personality that is blueprints. Okay, you are a blueprint, and you don't need to know what is blueprint right now. Just accept that there are 4 types of buying behaviors, and for you, you happen to be a blueprint. And when you are a blueprint, your presentation would likely be a blueprint style. So which means that if your prospect is also a blueprint, then chances are you are speaking the same language. So let's say this is British English, all right, British English. So because both of you understand British English, what happened? So it's easier for you to communicate and understand each other. If you are a good salesperson, or in our last video, you're a good closer, you can close this person easily. So that is what we call your baseline. Problem. However, what if you are talking to somebody who doesn't understand British English? The person can only understand something. So let's say this is, what is the country with A? So let's say the person is from Austria. Okay, from Austria. So the person can only speak the language in Austria. And then because you only understand British English, this guy is from Austria. Let's say this guy doesn't speak your English. Then what happened? Even though you have very good closing conversion tactics, you can't close this person. Why? Because you guys cannot communicate. But what if you are able to learn to pick up the language, to understand what they want, what they need by speaking in the language? Isn't it true that using your same style, same technique, but speak in a different language, you are able to close this person? Now, of course, your selling process has to be good. Never compromise on that. I'm just saying that other things being equal, do you now have a chance to close these people? If it's a yes, then this is what we call you supercharge your sales by up to 100%. Because this is something that hasn't happened before. Now, with you being able to speak the lingo, you are able to close. Does that make sense? So imagine we have got another group. These are the Norwegian. The Norwegians speak the English or speak the language that you don't understand. So when you first started, you don't understand what they are talking about. So when you want to close your prospect who speak this language, then all you need is to learn how to speak the language. And now, same as what we have got in this scenario, the Austrians. Now the Norwegians understand what you're talking about, and you are able to close easily. Because you speak not only to the Austrian, you are now speaking to the Norwegians. Does that make sense? So now you have supercharged yourself. You can supercharge yourself by up to 200%. You see, what we are talking about is your ability to speak in the other language, speak in other people's languages. Now, finally, because we say we have our 4 types of personalities, the last type, these people are living in Korea, Korean. Okay, so you don't know how to speak Korean, you can't close them. But imagine you are able to pick up Koreans, and then you are speaking Korean to this group of people now. Guess what happened? Same process, same thing, same technique. Now you are able to close this group of people. So therefore, with the ability to speak additional 3 different languages, isn't it true that you can supercharge your sales by up to 300%? So we have just proven to you that this 300% is because of your ability to speak and practice 3 different languages. plus yours, which is what we have in our product. We have 4 buying behaviors. So that's how you can do that. Does that make sense? So what happens is this. If you understand why we can use 300%, all I'm saying to you is that, hey, the thing is that this 17.7%, I don't know how you can prove it because it is kind of very fishy. It's very tough. But all I'm saying is that 300% in the case of Banco, I can prove to you because not only I say it, I actually walk through the example. Does that make sense? So when you can prove, when you can give a sample and explain your basis of arriving at that number, that's okay. But if you don't, then be careful with this, some of these return on investment offer. Okay? So typically, I will not offer any guarantee in the form of investment return, or ROI in short, return on investment. Because you can't control whether they do the work or not. If you can control, you shouldn't be charging that amount of fee because you will likely be sleeping with them, you're likely living with them, watch them 24/7. But you don't, right? So then how can I guarantee they will do the work and whether they will do the work in the way that I'm expecting them to do? I can't. So what else can you guarantee? So how about this? If they don't do the work, they won't have any result. Is that a form of guarantee? It sounds like no-brainer, but this is unquestionable proof. If they don't do the work, there's no result. Now understand something. When you take action, there will always be result. When you don't take action, there will always be no result. I'll say it one more time. When you take action, there will always be results. When you don't take action, there will always be no results. So can I guarantee that you will not have any results if you don't take any action? Does that make sense? So this is an unquestionable proof that I can guarantee. How about this? Well, I can guarantee one more thing. You won't see your money back. Yeah, you won't see your money back. Simple. You don't see your money back because once you have invested, you cannot ask for anything back. So you have to work hard. You have to work smart. You have to work in the way that I expect you to work so that not only you are able to make your money back, you can make even more. Right? So when it comes to guarantee, I can guarantee 2 things. Number 1, if you don't work, if you don't take action, there's no result. Number 2, if you invest in this right now, you don't see your money back. When I say you don't see your money back, it means that the money that you pay for this program is gone. But what can come back is the reward for your effort, reward for your time, reward for what you have done, because this is called the result, right? So your reward is based on your results. Okay, so instead of ROI, I like to come up with a term called ROR, return on results. But then the question is that what is the return on the results? That's going to be something of another video, because if you don't put anything out there, there's no result, there's no return. But even though you put something out there, it may not generate the result that you want. You may still have no return, right? So ROR is a term, but does it really make sense? Depends on situation. Therefore, the other thing I would like to talk about, instead of ROI, how about we deal with this thing called cost of inaction, COI. Now this term came from my teacher Alex Mandosian, talking about COI. So COI in short is actually opportunity cost. So what do I mean by that? So opportunity cost means that if you don't take action right now, how much opportunity cost would you have foregone, and how many years of that opportunity cost will be accumulated? So say for example, if you are currently making $5,000 a month, which is $60,000 a year, and based on this cost, you will likely be able to triple your income month after month. So let's say from 5,000 you triple, it becomes 15 grand, and then the differential is 10 grand. So just lowball 10 grand a month times 12, it is $120,000. Now here's the thing, When you talk about $120,000 a year, and that's the opportunity cost. If you don't do this, it's every year costing you $120,000. How many more years do you think you'll be working on this? So let's say just 5 years. So if you are not doing what you're supposed to do, this is not just $120,000, it is actually $600,000. Can you live with $600,000 of opportunity cost? So that's why I said, if you don't do anything, not only you don't see the result, there's something more painful that is coming. That is your opportunity cost. You want to better yourself, you want to have a better lifestyle, you want to spend more time with your family, but if you don't do what you're supposed to do, what is the opportunity cost? Have your prospect determine the opportunity cost. Make it big, make it painful. Make it like, oh my god, shit man, I really have to do something. That is actually a better form of guarantee, isn't it? Like this kind of technique, I don't think a lot of people actually are using that. I only know maybe 3 or 4 people, but I'm giving it to you because this gives you a different perspective of coming up with guarantees. Like the other guarantees is that if you don't make the amount of money by 1 year, within 1 year of the program, I will give you back all the investment. Like that is another form of guarantee, but I don't intend to talk about this form of guarantee. This is called the performance guarantee. So I don't really do performance guarantee. Why? Because I can't guarantee you do the work. But I can help you understand if you don't do the work, you don't have any result. And before you even come to me and asking to put money to me, I always qualify you with 2 more questions. You may want to write this down. Number 1, do you foresee that you are able to make back your money? Like whenever I invest in any high ticket right now, I ask myself these 2 questions. Number 1, do I see or believe that I can recover my investment? Am I able to make back the money in the first place? Because if I don't see myself being able to make back the money, then what's the point of putting money to you and invest with you? Does that make sense? Right? So that is a pre-qualifying question. And number 2, write this down. How fast can I recover the money? How fast can I recover the money? So does it take like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? So for example, like in my case, I was a high ticket closing certification graduate, HTC graduate, and I invested $2,495 back in January 2018. So the question that I went through, number 1, do I see myself being able to recover the investment? Yes. How fast? Within a year. Guess how fast I recover my investment? 2 months. Done. I make multiples of my 2,500 as a result of going for that 7 weeks course. So therefore the question is that if I am able to satisfy with the answer of these 2 questions, then that is a motivation for me to actually do the work. So I'll ask you 2 questions to sense or feel whether you are motivated. Because if I don't sense any motivation, what's the point of talking about guarantee? So you see that you can actually find out the person's motivation and level of commitment based on your intuition. If you believe your intuition works for you, like myself, or you can actually sense whether a person is willing to do something. To me, that's way, way better than giving a guarantee. Okay? So that's nothing to talk about the performance guarantee. Perhaps one fine day I will create a video talking about the performance guarantee. The problem is that I don't personally make that kind of offer, so it's very hard for me to share with you my experience because I don't have such experiences. And that's why in this video, I only talk about the guarantee on the return of investments. So number 1, I don't believe ROI works because unless you can justify this percentage, it smells. Number 2, is a return on the results that makes more sense. So let us explore what is your opportunity cost if you are not doing the work that you said you would do, and how much are we talking about? All right. So I hope that this video helped you understand that it is okay to construct a guarantee as part of your offer, but it has to make some sense. If not, that will actually destroy your entire offer, because like my case, if you cannot explain to me that 17.7%, I will be turned off, I'll walk away. You are done. Okay? So I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do have any other questions about speaking, training, and facilitation, comment below, and I may consider answering some of your questions in the form of future videos. Okay, so remember, whatever I said in this video will only work when you work it. Alright? So make sure you take whatever actions that you will take to turn it into some form of result, and let me know. It will make me proud. Okay? So once again, my name is Jack Wong. I hope our path crosses in the form of future videos or some days when we meet physically. Meanwhile, take good care, all good wishes. Sign off now.